What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to this Anfield Agenda transfer news roundup. As always, what I'm going to do is take you through some stories in the media, some punditry opinions, and give you my take on the latest news surrounding our football club, particularly with an eye towards the January transfer window. We ask you guys, as always, to let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Do drop a like on the video and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, just a little announcement, just to remind everybody that the tickets are now on sale for Anfield Agenda live in Boston. Tickets went on sale last Friday. Go to Ticketmaster.com, search Anfield Agenda. We will be live at the Citizens House of Blues in the Foundation Room on the 22nd of March, just after Paddy's Week. I cannot wait for it. It's our first live show outside of Ireland. If you're in that part of the world, you'd like to come and see us, you can find the link in the description of this video. But very much thank you. Tickets are starting to move well, so we're really pleased with that, and we hope to see you over there for what's going to be a fun-filled show. So look, my friends, let's get stuck into it. And the main topic I want to talk about today is Lucho Diaz and Jamie Carragher's opinion. So let me start off by reading Jamie Carragher's thoughts for you, and then we'll go from there. He said, Diaz just looks a shadow of himself since those knee injuries he had last season. Obviously, he had family problems this season. I really feel that Diaz, especially on the left side, has got to have a really big second half of the season, or I'm sure Liverpool will be going into the market in the summer. It just feels that with Sadio Mane and Bobby Firmino gone, they haven't really replaced them in terms of quality. So, it kind of got me thinking a little bit. What would you do right now if you were Jurgen Klopp? Because I know CARRA said wait till the summer, but I can't shake this feeling that, we've only got a limited time left with Jurgen. And with the title race being how it is at the moment, which is wide open, I feel like the January transfer window is going to have a big say in how this season ends. It won't be the be-all and end-all. Of course, you've got to look to injuries, fixture congestion, lots of other bits and pieces. But are we still being too respectful? Are we still being too sentimental in our business? What would you do with Lucho? Because of course there has to be an understanding of the trauma his family went through. I can't even begin to imagine what that must have been like. But ultimately, we have to concentrate on the pitch as well. Cody Gakpo has been a little bit up and down. He hasn't, and again, CARRA went in a little bit there to say that he hasn't been doing as he should. So we've got Nunez, who hasn't scored in about 12. We've got Diaz, who looks a pale imitation or a shadow of himself. We've got Gakpo, who is a very fine footballer, still at development, but isn't a natural number 9. What do we do? Because I want to win stuff, and I don't have sentimentality. So for me, if there was an offer for Lucho, I probably would accept it if we had a plan of who to go and bring in. Now, of course, I like Jared Bowen. In a heartbeat, I would bring him into the squad. Florian Wirtz would cost a lot of money, but nobody can tell me that versatility as well and the profile of the player and his skill set, a deal couldn't be done. Or Juventus, go over there and look at Chiesa, who I think a deal could certainly be done for if you could convince him to move to the Premier League. There are options out there, and I'd like to see Liverpool take up some of those options. We're very unfortunate with what's happened right now with our left-back situation. Do we go into the market in January for a full-back? We've got Joe Gomez, and he will fill in adequately on the left-hand side. But still, we have to wait for Robertson to come back. Looks like the middle to latter part of January there, and Costas with a confirmed broken collarbone. So the injuries are mounting up. And I know people will say things will get better in the second half of the season. And Jurgen's argument will be, we've a lot of players out with injury. But we're also going to have new injuries. We're also going to have new situations that arise in the second half of the season. So I think the time for sentimentality needs to be over. It's time to be ruthless, and it's time to make some difficult decisions. Whether we see those done in January or not remains to be seen. But I tell you what, one thing we have to do in January, and I don't even think we can debate this, is get a centre-back. Now, this week there was some good news. There was some news around Sporting Lisbon's Gonçalo Inácio that said £39 million plus 15 million in potential add-ons would be enough to get the Sporting Lisbon player out of Lisbon. Now, he does have a €60 million buyout clause, but usually with a buyout clause, you'd have to pay it all in one go. This deal of a 39 million and installments and add-ons, it's very much up our street, right? So, as much as I don't like overpaying for somebody we could have gotten cheaper last summer, I feel like we need to make this decision. Again, Matip situation. He's out for a year, probably 9 months, best case scenario. He's not getting any younger, and he's also out of contract in the summer. So I feel Liverpool need to bite the bullet. And if what ESPN said is right, and Liverpool have a budget of £40 million plus whatever we might be able to bring in from sales, I think that still is enough to get this deal done and make it achievable for us. So we need to grab the situation and grab the bull by the horns and go out there and make this window count. Because Arsenal are looking to strengthen. Ivan Toney's a real possibility for them up top. We need to take care of our side as well. And we are realistic as Liverpool fans. I know we throw around mad names at times, but ultimately a 30 or 40 million quid defender should be doable for us. And we do need it. Because Canade, with all due respect to him, has muscle injuries that pop up every now and again. So the likelihood of him being able to see out the second half of the season without an injury is probably non-existent. Jarell Kwanzaa is brilliant and is 20 years of age, and his future is going to be great. But it's basically Gomez who's now filling in at left back. So if something happened at centre back now, we don't even have that option at the moment. Then you've got Virgil van Dijk, who can't play every game. Something has to move. So I feel like we need to go into the market for a centre back. That news coming out of Spain about Gonzalo INACIO and that possible deal being on the table makes me very optimistic. And another thing I think we need to discuss really quickly is the forward situation. So I think we've got too many inverted wingers, and I don't feel they're living up to it. Somebody said to me, would you put Nunes on the left? And I don't mind Nunes on the left. I know he's still a right footer cutting inside, but I feel like it gives him more space to operate. Is there anything to be said for bringing Mohamed Salah central and getting a young, hungry, direct winger for the right-hand side? There are people out there. There are options. Bakayoko, somebody who we've looked at and somebody who we've been linked with. But look, the Chiesa and the Bowen things for me, either of those gentlemen, I think, drop straight into the Liverpool team. Florian Wirtz is the dream. So for me, it's over to FSG now. How badly do they want success? How badly do they want to win? Because I know we do. I hope they live up to that expectation. I hope that they give Jurgen Klopp the funds to go and strengthen. Because they can't tell us they don't have the money. We've seen the offer that we put in for Caicedo, and we spent 60 million or so since then. Also, before we finish up, I just want to give a shout out to Endo. Phenomenal. Endomania is starting to run wild in the Premier League, and I thought he was absolutely exceptional against Arsenal yesterday. So look, that's where we are. I'm not going to come on here and throw names around that are being linked by silly people, but these are my thoughts. This is what I think may happen. A centre-back is a bare minimum for me in this transfer window. Let me know your thoughts. What players you'd like to see us bring in. What you think is realistic for January. And do you think that the transfer window will have a big part to play in where the title ends up? Because I certainly do. And speaking with Lee last night, who's the Arsenal fan, of course, he certainly feels that way as well. So it's over to you guys now. This is the last video before Christmas, so I just want to again wish you and your families a Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I wish you and your family a prosperous 2024. I want to thank you for your support of the channel. I want to thank Ben, Connor, Adam and everybody else that's involved in the content we make. We wouldn't be able to do it without those guys and your support. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We've lots planned for 2024. Much love to you and yours, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.